So out of all the symbols, question mark is one symbol that you can use in the placeholder in place of a value, and that will give you an option to able to choose in case the values are not mentioned, and you can then replace that. There are many other symbols that you can use besides this symbol, which we will talk about later on. However, let's say if I want to learn more about file label, which function key can I press to learn more about file labels?
F1.
F1. Okay, here it goes. It tells me all about file labels. I page down. I read the bottom. I want to know more. F2. Extended help, right? Okay. So extended help, I can read more about. It just gives me the whole 9 yards about display tapes. If I press F3, all helps close. I'm back to the display tape. Okay, now moving on to page number 33. Display tape command, you have function keys at the bottom. You have a function key that is F24. So if you press Shift F12, it can actually show you more keys. One of the more keys is F9. Okay, F9, keep that in mind. What does F9 stand for? All parameters. Okay, and then you can circle back to the first screen. The function key F9 does not need to show at the bottom for you to use it. So if I can use F9, even though it's not showing at the bottom, it will still work. Okay, so if I press F9, I get all the properties that I need to work with. There's all the parameters that I need to work with. Okay. Okay, and F5 is refresh, and it talks about the function keys. We get to see, all parameters versus in some commands, you will see additional parameters. All parameters is F9, and additional parameters is which function key? Which function key gives you additional parameters? That is F10. Okay. Now look at the bottom of page number 36, where you have function keys and their purpose. I want you to look at that table and read all the function keys with their purpose. Page 36. Okay, now moving to page 37, which talks about that there are more symbols other than question mark that you can use. For example, on the very first line, which is device, delete tape 01. Let's say if you wanted something longer to type on that line, then you need more space. To get more space on the line, put an ampersand symbol, which is shift number 7, and hit enter. And voila, here you go. You get a long line, longer than before lines for you to be able to write more data. Like you see on page number 37 in figure number 413, the author is concatenating the word TAP with the name of the device, and he's then concatenating the number 1 with it. Okay. Now let's F3 out of here. F3 out of here. We are exiting out of the command. Do you guys know the difference between the commands? I'm going to type in the chat the two commands, and I want you to tell me if you know the difference between them only when my Zoom behaves. My Zoom is not behaving. Now it is behaving. Okay. That's one command. Oops, DSP. This is this is one command, and that's the other command. Okay, what's the difference between the two commands?
One's display library and one's display library list.
Okay, so when you type display library, which library does it displays?
The one that you list in the parameter.
If I just type display library, what we're going to do then? If I just type display library and hit enter, what we're going to do then?
Will it take you to a prompt screen that'll ask you which list
Nope, it doesn't.
or which library?
It doesn't do that. If I type DSP lib and hit enter, it just gives me everything. Okay. If I type display library list, it also gives me everything. So the bottom line is, if you just type the display library list command and hit enter, or if you type display library and hit enter, you get the same answer. When are they different is, as Alvin said, and some of the other people also said, that when you type display library and you hit F4, now they act differently. Now, display library gives you a choice of listing the libraries that you want to see. So right now, the way the current look and feel is, I can only enter 2 libraries. I can enter, let's say, I can enter a library called mylib. We're just working with make-believe libraries because we're not going to be running this command. So work with me. Type the word mylib in the first line. And on the second line, all I want you to do is put a plus. Put a plus on the second line and hit enter. This is another symbol besides ampersand and question mark that you can use in the parameter list. So put a plus and hit enter. And what happened when you do that? When you put a plus and hit enter, what happened?
There's more rows for library.
Yep, you get a long list like the one that you're seeing on my screen. And now I can put our library and your library and library 101-201. I can just add library names, all sorts of library names, right? And I can hit enter. The moment I hit enter, all of this stuff gets copied over and it's available to me. My list is longer than what it was before. Okay, so that's one way that I can add more items. Okay. Everybody get to see this one? Okay. Now I need to add a library between mylib and your lib. So let me first of all get rid of our lib. I'm going to add something in between. So I got rid of the second option, our lib, and I'm going to just put here a greater than sign. A greater than sign, and once I do that, I'm going to hit enter. So I got rid of the library underneath mylib, and I put a greater than sign, and I hit enter. Now it tells me, okay, what do you want to add? I'll say, okay, I want to add user library 1, user library 2, and a user library 3. I want to add 3 libraries like that. User library 1, user library 2, user library 3. And the moment I do that, I'm going to press enter. And here you go. Those 3 guys are added between mylib and rlib. If I want to get rid of a line in the library list, I can just simply delete all the items on that line, and I can use a less than sign and hit enter. When I use a less than sign, it means I want to delete this. So let's hit enter. So that line is gone. If I want to delete multiple lines, I will gonna put the less than sign on multiple lines like I'm doing right now. And the moment I hit enter, all those lines are gone. Now turn to page 41. What is it that you're seeing on in your book? What is that picture?
A list.
Nope. I'm talking about figure 419. What is it?
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
It's major command groups.
Oh, it's a menu.
Aha, it's a menu. Okay, the name of the menu is major.
Okay.
Okay, so menu, always remember, menu has a list of items. Everything is numbered. It has a name in the top left corner. It has description in the middle. It has a command prompt and function keys. That's how menus look like typically, and you'll always see them appear like that. What is the purpose of this menu?
It's a command group, so I think you would issue commands.
No, it's a major.
It's a major.
Yeah, you know
I
this?
don't get it. I don't get it.
It's an army rank for major. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about the army, so.
And no, it's basically a menu to get to the all other categories of menus where you can find commands. So this is where you can find commands by verb, command by subject, command by other things. So you probably might not have seen page number 2 of this menu. So turn to page number 42, figure 420. At the same time on your screen, F3 out of this command, and on the command prompt type go major and hit enter. Go space major and hit enter. You'll see 13 items on page 1, and if you page down, you'll see 10 items on page 2.
You type in go major?
Yes, you type go space major and hit enter. And that will take you to the page 1. And then you page down to go to the page 2. Do the last 2 lines remind you of a quiz question?
Sure do.
That was a true-false question, right? So CL was,
Yes.
CL was introduced in System 38, was not there in System 36, but you can actually look at System 36 commands as well. Okay, now the next thing your book talks about is page number 43. What is that? Figure 421.
Listen,
It's a menu.
It's a menu. What's the name of this menu?
Subject.
Subject menu. Very good. Okay, and that's where you can find commands by subjects. Page 44. What is that?
Another menu.
Another menu, okay? Did you notice something different about this menu versus any of the previous ones? This
name of it?
menu,
This,
huh? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that none of them start with CMD.
Yep, exactly. This menu starts with CMD because it is about one specific subject. So if the command is, if the menu is about one specific object or one specific verb, the command name starts with CMD. I mean, like the menu name starts with CMD. Okay. Next, what I would like you guys to do is turn to page number 46, read the chapter summary. And then page 47, answer question number 3 from exercises. So read the chapter summary, and then from page 47, exercises question number 3. I'll be right back. So what would be your answer to number 3?
I would say, do you want me to say this out loud or type it?
Yeah,
I
no.
I was gonna say it's helpful because it shows all of these special characters you can input to like increase the length or remove items from the list.
Okay. It basically helps the people who are new to the command, they can actually learn more about the commands and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I will be sending you guys in a breakout room for 6 minutes. And what you will be doing in the breakout room for 6 minutes is you will be answering from page number 48, question number 5. You guys can see my screen. So now what I would like to do is I would like to dive into chapter number 5. Chapter number 5 that starts from page number 49. Chapter 5 will going to set the foundations for programming in control language. If you remember, when we create a program, we initially create it as a member. And then we compile the member, and then upon successful completion, it becomes an object. That object is of the program type. Which command do you use to run a program?
Call.
Call command. Okay, so we will be seeing all of this happen today. So if I were to sum it all up in a nice notepad file, the steps to write down. Step number 1, before I can write a CL program, I need to have a library, right? I need to have a library, which we all do. What do I create under the library before I start writing the code?
Do you need a source physical file?
Very good. I need a source physical file. Okay. Then inside the source physical file is where I create member. Okay. Now members can either be created using SEU, or I shouldn't say member should be created. Member, create member and code member. Okay. So coding can be done either with SEU, which is a green screen utility, or the coding can also be done using LPEX. Okay. SEU is housed in 5250 environment, and LPEX editor is housed under RDI. Okay. Now, once I am done coding, what do I do?
Compile it.
Compile.
Save and compile. Okay. Now, the compilation can be of 2 steps. Okay. It could be a module compilation, or it could be a bound program compilation. We'll talk about what is the difference. Okay. What do I do after that?
Display message to see if it
No, I call the program. You can, yes, you can add that step. If you want to, we can add a step, display message to make sure that it compiles successfully, and then call the program. Okay. Now, saving and compiling can be done differently on green screen versus RDI. Okay. In green screen, you will do your compilation under PDM, and in the RDI, you will do it right within the RDI. So this is basically the bottom line, the gist of what we got to do when working with a control language program. Any questions? Okay, so page number 49, if you look at page 49 towards the bottom, it shows you how you call a program. You write call, followed by the name of the program that you want to run. It runs the program. Okay, now let me show you page number 55. Page number 55 shows you two different ways of writing, I should say, two different environments of coding CL program. What is the top environment coming from? RDI, which is basically the WebSphere look and feel, which is currently basically, you can say Eclipse look and feel as well. So your WDSC environment, and the second one at the bottom is your SEU environment. Both can do something similar. It's just like the environments are different. Okay, so we're going to be playing around and learning about these environments again. I know you guys have learned this in the past, but we're going to be doing it again. If I'm on green screen, which utility do I open to compile?
Is it a PDM?
S.
str pdm enter. Which option should I pick to compile?
Work with members.
Members. Okay.
Members.
Now I can give my file name. What is the file? File is always your source physical file where your members are housed. So that's the file name and library name. And under, in the bottom area, let me give you an example. For example, if I have different kinds of members and I'm only interested in seeing CLLE members, means only CL programs, which I have CLLE as the member type. So when I hit enter, I can only see the CLLE members. Okay. Similarly, if I want to see members of all type, but I only want to see those members whose names start with letter A. Okay, I only want to see A member names. Hit enter. For me, there were no starting with a letter A member names, but this is basically how you can do that as well. So this is the place where you would come for compilation. Okay. Now, which option will I use to compile?
7 or 14. Oh, sorry.
14. 14 is the option that I would use to compile. So I hit enter. And then how do I make sure that the compilation went through? Display message, step number 5. Down below in the parameters, I type DSP MSG, hit enter. Okay. If I see a message normally, that means there were no errors found and the object was created. If you see abnormally, that means there were errors found. Once I'm done with that, I can simply make a call to my program. Okay, and I call the program. Okay, if I want to get rid of any member, I can just come up here and I can hit 4, and a member will be deleted. If I want to view the content of the member, I'll use option 5 and hit enter. If I want to edit the member, I can choose option number 2 and hit enter, and I can start editing it. Right now, because the member is in use, that's why it's not letting me edit it. But if I want to view it, I can actually, it has nothing. It's an empty member I just created. So that's why it says there's nothing to view in the member. Okay, so now let me come out of here. Okay. How do you create a source physical file?
CRT, SRC, PF,
And what do you do after that?
F4,
F4. Okay. What goes in the first line?
The name of the file.
The name of the source physical file. Okay. What goes in the second line?
Library where you want it.
Exactly. And all other parameters can be set to the default. Okay. Let's keep this window on one side. And let's open RDI, Rational Developer for I. Okay. So Rational Developer for I. Let's open that.
Wait, you can make this window smaller and get the other one from behind it?
Yeah, the other one is right behind it. Yep, absolutely. I have both windows open. So I'm gonna log in.
How do you do that?
How do I do what?
Get the window from behind it.
What window one behind?
Oh, to keep the green screen open and get the other one?
Yeah, exactly.
No, how do you do it?
How
Yeah, I don't.
I
never-
double click on IBM Rational Developer for I, so that's a different software, and ACS is a different software. So two software windows are open at the same time. That's all it is.
Okay. Oh, I got you. All right, thank you.
Mhm. So do all of you know how to get to the remote systems Explorer in RDI? And how to sign into it? Okay, Aiden is the only one left who was in the process of signing in. Oh, got it.
Sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. Okay, guys. So once you are in the green screen, in the RDI environment, let's open the green screen in RDI if you have forgotten about that. You right-click on the name of the server, which is Death Star, and then you click on Host Connection Emulator. And when you do that, it will open the green screen for you right within RDI. Then you can use the bar, the big blue bar at the bottom, to push it down for you to have a larger screen if you want to do it that way. You can log in to the green screen within RDI exactly the same way that you would log into green screen outside of RDI in the ACS environment. So if you were to log in here, you will again put the same credentials, put your username and password, hit enter, and you are in the green screen environment within RDI. Now, we're not going to close the other green screen. We're going to leave it open because I want to run some comparisons. And then we will also be using that environment as we move forward with today's class.
Could you please say again what is after right click of Death Star, what is the option?
Host connection emulator. It's the second last option from the bottom.
Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Mhm. Once you are signed in to the green screen, now let's sign in to the Remote Systems Explorer on the left-hand side. You will see that you have an option under objects called library list. If you expand on the library list, you see your own library, which is ITPA and your 3 digits, right? If you expand on that, you get to see everything inside your library. However, if you want, you can actually filter items and you can actually see items which fall under certain category. Such as if you right click on your library and go to expand to, I pick source files. So that means I am blocking all other object types and I only want to look at source files. So when you do that, you'll only be able to look at the source files, which makes coding easier, a little bit easier, because you have removed a lot of other object types to reduce the clutter. Now I need to create a source physical file inside my library. How do I do that in RDI?
You
I-
right click
yeah,
the
you right-click.
library and hit new.
And source physical file. Okay. Now, when I do that, look at the window that popped up here, the dialog box, and let's compare that with the green screen dialog box. What are the similarities and differences? Just like the green screen, it just gives me a big blank in which I can put in a name. Here, I have a name of a file. I can just, okay, this is what I want everybody to call it. CLSP23, your initial, not SY, your initial and B. So CLSP 23, your initials, and the letter B. So I just put in the chat, CLSP 23, your initials, and the letter B. Don't hit finish. I want to show you a few things, and then we can hit finish. Notice that when you type the name of the source physical file, the command at the bottom automatically got filled, which is the same command that you actually had to write in the green screen environment, create source physical file. Here, right-clicking automatically took you there. Also in the green screen, the name of the library is automatically picked, but you can change that current library to whatever library you want your source physical file to be placed under. But here, the name of the library is blocked in gray because it already knows what library you want the source physical file to be created, because you right-click on the library to get this far. So it knows exactly what library you want. Now, let's click under the text and let's give this a text. Text is the description, single quotes, spring 2023. And notice when I wrote something in the text, one additional parameter was added to the list at the bottom. Okay. One more thing. The command that is getting written for you at the bottom, is it positional or keyword?
Keyword.
Keyword.
Keyword. Okay. Now the parameter called file in the parentheses, whatever is written, it's related to your homework question that's due tonight. Can somebody link the dots?
They are qualified values.
Very good. And remember, that was the whole, that was one of the homework questions to tell the difference between the two commands. So this is a qualified name as the object is preceded by the library. Cool. Now let's hit finish. And you will have CLSP23 initials B added to the list of library as one of the objects. Got it, everybody?
It says I don't have authority to create it.
Did you use my initials?
No, I used EW.
Okay, so your name was CLSP20. Oh, are you using your library? Are you using ITPA? Where did you right click?
No, I'm using the wrong library.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Perfect.
Let me know when you get it. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, now that you got this thing on the RDI end, let's go to the green screen, which is the other window open, and exit out of there. And I'm on the main menu right now. And let's type strpdm and hit enter. Okay. And now choose option number 3. Hit enter. In the name of the file, type CLSP23 initials B. Okay, CLSP23 initials B. So if you had a different name written there, delete that name and put this name in place and hit enter. Right now, your source physical file is empty. It has no members in it. That's why when you hit enter, you will see that no members are in the file. Right? Okay. Now, we will do some activities in RDI. We will do some activities in green screen. Okay. So now what I would like you guys to do is right click on in the RDI, the source physical file that you just created, right click on it, go to new and choose member. Okay. So the name of this member will be, I'm going to write it in the chat box. CLP, which is CL program 01 for the first program, SP for spring 23B. That's the name. The member type will be CLLE. So make sure you change the RPG to CLLE member type. And notice the command that's written down for you, add PFM. You're adding a physical file member. This member is placed inside the source physical file CLSP23 initials B, placed inside your library, and the name of the member followed by the type of the member. Now hit finish. When you do that, it will open up the member inside RDI in what you call an LPEX editor, referring back to our notes, LPEX editor, and that's housed in RDI. And this is housed in 5250. Okay. Now, is the member created? And you can verify that by looking at the list here on the left-hand side. Do you see one member inside the source physical file? And you'll be like, yes, I can. Now come to the green screen environment and hit F5, function key F5. What happened when you do that? Can you now see one member?
Yeah, there's a new member.
I'm sorry, mine's logged out. My green screen. How do I get back to that screen? Sorry.
Okay, you need to give me a little bit more context than that, Desmond.
Oh, my green screen logged out completely. So to get back to the menu where you are right now, what do I type in again?
Okay. Type strpdm. Hit enter. Choose option number 3. Hit enter. And then enter again.
Got it.
Okay, so we see one member here because we created that member through RDI. So it doesn't matter, you create members through RDI or you create members through SCU, you end up adding members. How do you add a member through SEU? So here in the prompt at the bottom, type STRSEU and press F4. Now notice this is asking you for too much information. I will bring the other dialog box in comparison. If I'm creating a member through RDI, look at that versus look at this. The member that I'm creating through RDI, I don't even have to put the library name because the library name is already there. When I right-clicked on it, it knows which library it is. It knows which source physical file it is. All I needed to do was put the member name and put the member type. But here it wants me to put every information. So all the information, starting with source file, I'm going to put the name of my source file is CLSP23 initials B, right? That's the name of my source physical file. The library is the current library. The member that I'm creating is CLP02 SP23B. The member type is CLLE. No asterisks. Member type, don't have asterisks.
What does CLLE stand for?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember now. CLLE. CL is for control language. I forgot. Oh, it's CLLE, not CLE. I may have to check.
To get to the new library that we just created, or the new member that we just created. So it still has the one from the last. When I typed it in, it didn't take me to the CLSP23 that library in the green screen. Sorry, I know I'm confusing.
All I found in the documentation was CLLE is control language. I don't know what that LE is for. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, what were you saying, Desmond?
Oh, I'm in the wrong file. So, how do I get
Okay, can you share your screen with me so I can help you better that way?
Yes,
Because
sir.
okay, change that assign 4 to the one that we created, which was CL SP 23, your initials B. Enter.
Just hit enter.
Enter. Yes. Okay, that's one item, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look. Now click that prompt at the bottom. Okay. This is where you will now type STRSEU and press F4. We are now creating another member, but this time we'll be creating a member through the green screen. Okay, so let me share my screen again.
Okay.
Because this is where I am right now. Okay, so I put the name of my source file, which you will put the name of your source file, CLSP23 initials B.
Okay.
In the library name, we will put the current library. In the source member name, the one in the RDI, I called program number 1. So I'm calling this one program number 2. And then the source type is CLLE.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me type that in.
Yeah, go ahead. And let me know when you're done. And for the rest of you, when you're done typing all 4 of this information, make sure that you typed all 4 and then you hit enter. And when you hit enter, you will end up in the SEU editor. Which will bring great memories from the past. Right?
And then you said type enter, just enter.
What did you type all 4 of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you press enter. Are you in the SEU editor now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now in the SEU editor, which looks like this, let me write some comments so that you can see how comments are written in CL. In CL, we write comments like this. There's only one type of comment in CL, /*, program number 2. Enter will not create a new line. Remember, this is a different kind of an editor, right? Enter doesn't create a new line. So /*, write your comment, close out with */. How do I insert a new line?
In the number you put I1
Yep.
in the zeros.
Exactly. In the leftmost spot, I type I and the number 1 and hit enter. And that gives me a new line. On the new line, I will type another comment, February 1st, 2023. Enter. Now, unlike the physical files and logical files, that F4 at the bottom doesn't give you the prompt. It actually takes you into the help to help you pick up the command that you will write in the next line. So that's why the prompt in this environment is very different.
When you get the highlight bar, that means you did something wrong. But how do you reverse it?
Yes, you did something wrong.
How do you reverse it?
You can. There's no Control Z here. You have to go and fix it manually. So share your screen with me again, please, so I can help you. Okay. You wrote 1 and I in the wrong spots. So if you could get rid of that I and a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, delete that 1. Okay. Now put a slash asterisk.
Slash dash.
Not in place of I, in right in the green region. Right. Yeah, put a slash asterisk and give a space. Type February 1st, 2023. Feb space 1st space 2023 and close the comments.
Close the comments.
Yeah, exactly like you close it on the line above. How did you close your comments on the line above?
Asterisk, star
Yeah,
slash.
yep, exactly. That's exactly how you close your comments and hit enter. Cool, awesome. You're fine.
And then you put it right here, the
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, now that you're done with this, press F3. Press F3. And then it will ask you, do you want to save changes? Say yes, I want to save changes. Are you guys all back on this PDM screen? When you're back on the PDM screen, you can only see the first program. You cannot see the second program. How can you bring the second program? Press F5. And now you can see both of them. Okay, so F5 simply goes out and refreshes the source physical file and gives you all the members. Look at RDI. Can you see both members in RDI? No, you can only see one member. Right click on your source physical file and choose refresh. Same idea. And then you'll be able to see both members. So green screen or RDI, they're just interfaces. That's all they are.
when I hit yes for the save.
Yeah, and then you will come back to the PDM screen.
It didn't bring me back to that screen. It brought me to a different screen.
Okay, probably because you started out from a different screen. So again, share your screen.
So, I apologize, man. I don't know why.
No, you still have not pressed enter yet, Desmond. You have to press enter. Okay, now, okay, you're on the correct screen. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so similarly, as you see multiple items here, if you want to multiple items to show in the RDI, you right click on the source physical file and hit refresh. And refreshing refreshes the list. Okay, everybody with me so far? Okay, now in the RDI, double click on CLP02 SP23B, that particular file. Open, double click on that. So isn't this what you wrote in the SEU, but now you're able to open it in a different editor. This is color coded versus the other one was not color coded. Okay, now let's look at the program structure of a CL program. For that purpose, okay, for example, have a look at page 55. Page number 55, figure 5.6 or 5.7, doesn't matter. Usually, typically, what we write at the top of the program is a little bit of a description of the context of the program. This is called good coding practice. After that, what you do is you start writing your program. How does your program start? If you look at figure 5.7, you see line number 6. Okay. Typically, CL programs start with PGM. Okay, it's a keyword. And the end with the word end PGM. That's another keyword. And your entire program is written between PGM and end PGM. You do not have curly braces like Java or C#. That's basically your code block. Okay. The rest of the program is divided into two sections, sometimes three. Okay, but let's keep it for two for now until we learn about the third section later on in the course. One section is called declaration section. And the other section is called the program procedure section. So what is the main difference between the two sections? Since CL is a very old programming language, and up till 1980s, this is how most programming languages used to behave, that all the variables, constant, arrays, anything and everything that you need to declare must be at the top. You cannot declare wherever you feel like. So anything that you need in a CL program must be declared at the top. Once you begin the program procedure, you cannot declare anything. Okay. So if you look at the page number 55, the declarations are right at the top, followed by the program body. Everybody with me so far, so good? Okay. Next, what we will do is, in this program, we will simply save the changes and we'll stop here. We will come back to this program. But now let's go back to our first program that we wrote. Let's add some comments here. Not hell world. Huh. Low. Also, programmers will often put the declarations at the top, followed by, before they start the program procedure, they would use some labels like this. This is an older approach of programming, start, but still use. That's a label. Similarly, where the program ends, they'll put an end label. That's how this is like code readability purpose also. You can serve that. And then, you know, right above the start is all your declarations. So this is my declaration section. And right after my start is basically my program procedure section. Okay. Now, let me try to run a command here. So the command that I want to run is send program message. This command is used to send a program message to the console of the operating system. Send program message. Okay. It has one parameter called message. And this is where I can pass my message, hello world. How do you save changes in Windows? Exactly how you will save it here. You could use the keyboard shortcut Control S. You could click the floppy disk, blue floppy disk symbol on the toolbar. You can click the file menu and hit save. I don't know why you would do that. It's longer approach. I prefer shortcut Control S. Control S saves the changes. Is everybody done coding? Anybody still coding?
Yeah, I'm finishing up.
Okay. Let me know when you're done. So I will show everybody the next step. Ethan, is that the HyperX? The headphones?
Yeah, it is. I think I got it on sale on Black Friday.
How is it? Is it nice?
Yeah, I like it. It has a surround sound setting on it. It's pretty good.
Oh, there's a surround sound setting on it. Oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How are the headphones? Are they like comfortable? Can you wear them longer and it doesn't
Yeah.
bother you? Okay.
Yeah. I've worn them like on Monday I have 2 8-hour classes back to back, and I wear them all day on Mondays, and they're pretty comfortable.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I like them.
I'm done.
Okay, cool. So now when you're done with this, let me show you 2 different ways you can compile this. One way you can compile this is by clicking the compile menu and going to compile and going to the 2 options for compilation. I'll explain both options after I show you the second way to compile. The second way to compile is that you simply right click on the member. See, I'm currently coding in CLP01, so I should right click on CLP01 and then go to compile, and I can look at the same options. Now, let me explain to you the difference between the 2 options. Create bound CL is the one option is that we will use, but the other option, create CL module, is another option that can be used. The difference between the 2 is this. If you are creating a program that will run independent of any other external code, then you are creating a bound CL program. So you will choose that first option. Majority of the programs that we will be writing will be, whatever we write is the complete code. It will not be reliant on any external code. But if you're writing a piece of code that will eventually become part of another program and will not run on its own, then you will use the second option, which is create CL module option, because you're creating a module. So then a CL program at a later stage can incorporate 1 or more modules into it and can work its way out of that. So these commands are explained to you in the book. For example, page 56 talks about one compilation option called create CL module. And then page number where did that go? Okay. Just saw that. Oh, here it is, page 69. Page 69 shows you the create bound CL program. Okay. And then once you are done creating the program, then you can simply run it by using the command that you see at the bottom of page 68, call my program. Now, let's choose, which option are we choosing?
CL.
No, but compile, create what? The first one, the second one, or second one?
Bound
first one.
program.
First one, right? The bound program, right? So click on it. Please make sure that you are right clicking on the first one and not the second one, because second one is not done yet. We did not complete that. Once you are compiling it, please make sure that your error list doesn't show you any error at the bottom.
You said you when we compile it, we click on CL or
Yes, the very first one, which says CRT BNDCL, that one.
yes, sir.
Create bound CL program, yes. Okay, so it just has a warning right now that no variables declared. So usually CL programs would have variables, but since we are writing a hello world problem, so it doesn't really matter. Now, the other thing I want you to check is commands log. And scroll to the bottom of commands log to make sure that you get the message. The create bound CL. It was created in the library. You know, that's what we are looking for. The second line. Everybody got that? Now we will call the program in the green screen window that's open on the right-hand side. So you type call space CL P01 SP23B, whatever, I mean, that's the name of my program. So I'm calling that program. What do you get when you hit enter?
Hello world.
Exactly. It will show hello world right at the bottom. Okay. Now, let's go to the second one, 02B. Okay, this is the one that we were working with. Okay. In this one, we will do something very similar, but I will teach you how to compile it from the green screen. So we're going to code it in RDI, but you'll compile it in green screen. So here we're going to write something very similar. Send program message. The message is hi from CL. I'm just changing a message, and that's it. You still save the changes, but do not compile in RDI. We'll compile in 5250. Done, saved, everybody? Okay. On the green screen side, I want you to first of all hit F5 to refresh this list so that the program that it has is up to date. Then go to the option number, second option, which is 02 SP23B, and push option 14 next to it and hit enter. So what I'm doing with 14 is equivalent to create bound CL program. It tells me that the following member was submitted to batch. How can I make sure that it was actually done without an error?
Display message.
Display message on the command prompt. DSP MSG, hit enter, and it tells me that number 2 was compiled normally. Okay, now let me F12 out of here. How do I run it?
Call CLP02 SP23B.
Yep, so I can hit F9 2 times and simply replace that 1 with a 2 and hi from CL.
Sorry, I missed that. So to compile, we're gonna compile it in the green screen to start, right?
Yes,
Which
we compile. How
which
far
is a-
behind are you, Desmond?
My screen did a whole, and I just got back to the screen that you're on right now, but I don't know if mine's compiled or not. I'm still saying hello world. So.
You know what? I'm better off you sharing your screen because I don't know how far behind you are.
All right. Did misspell world, so don't judge me. I'll
Okay,
put it. I'll fix it right now.
Now you choose option 14 next to this. First hit F5 to refresh the screen.
F5.
Yes. You already pressed F5?
Yeah.
Okay, now put 14 next to option number 2.
14. Okay.
No, you see your members, the one that says CLP02. Where do you see CLP02? Yep. To the left of that, you see OPT.
Okay. You want me to put it
Yeah,
here?
yes, 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 yes.
Right.
Yes. Put option 14, enter. Okay. Now under the prompt, go down to the prompt. And this is where you type DSP MSG, display message, and hit enter. Okay. You see that it was done normally. So it compiled successfully. Now hit F12.
Well,
Okay. Now in the prompt, we need to run the program. So to run the program, what command do you use? Call. Call. What command do we use?
I'm
Call.
sorry. Fall.
Call. C-A-L.
sorry.
Call.
I'm sorry.
Space. Hit a space bar. And now write the name of the program that you just compiled.
Which is the one right on top, right?
That's the one you compiled, right?
I believe so.
Then you write that name. I think you misspelled the name. Desmond, please type the name correctly. It is, you are typing the
Oh.
name of the source physical
Yeah,
file,
my
not the
fault.
program.
I'm sorry.
Again, you missed the letter S in the name. No, that, okay, you I don't know, type the name correctly, Desmond.
I got it, man. I don't know. I get out. I got it. Sorry, guys. Two.
Are you that sleepy, Desmond?
I'm nervous, man. You guys, I'm on the screen, so I get nervous. Sorry.
Why are you nervous? You're just,
I don't know why I am nervous. I'm just.
come on. The
I'm
name is written in front of you.
terrible.
You're just copying that name down. Come on.
I know I am when I get nervous when I'm in front of people. I don't know. Two.
SP 23B. Enter. Oops. What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Can you share your source code with me? Your RDI? Can I see your RDI?
Did
Yes,
you save your RDI source
Yeah,
code?
I think he did. Looks like so. But you know what he did? That's what he updated the same one instead of updating the other one.
Mm,
Oh, that's what I did. All right.
Yeah. See, you were not sharing this. Why did you get nervous there?
Oh, I don't know.
Go to, see, change this back to hello world.
Okay. I got you.
Okay, save the changes and compile this again from within RDI. How do you compile from within RDI?
You can do it from here.
Yep, you right click, compile, and then choose the first option. Okay.
Is
Now
that
go
correct?
to, yeah, that's fine. Now go to the second tab. Yeah, double click on that. Doesn't matter. How do you do it? This is where we wrote the second one. So now
Yeah.
go to the next line from where you have your comment, right? And the command is SND PGM MSG space MSG parentheses, no space, parentheses.
Oh,
In
parentheses. Single
yeah.
parentheses.
Yeah, parentheses, you had it right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, open the parentheses. In the single quotes type hi from CL,
Hi, what?
hi from space CL. Close the single quotes, close the parentheses, and hit enter. Okay, now save the file.
Okay.
Save the member. Okay, now go to the green screen. Okay, now hit F5. And now push 14 next to the CLP02 because we need to recompile it, right? Put 14 and hit enter. Since you already created the program before, it is asking you that you want me to delete the last one, say yes. Hit enter. Okay. Now down below in the command prompt,
Okay.
type DSP-MSG, enter. And it was done normally. That's fine. Hit F12 and press F9 twice.
F9.
Yes. So that you don't have to retype this.
Okay.
Okay, so it was already typed. You could bring it back and now hit enter. Here you go.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's just like you need coffee, man.
No, it's not that. I'm a slow typer, so I struggle, man.
Me too. I'm slow typer.
I don't believe that at all.
Ask everybody here. They're like, oh my God, when will you be done typing, man? Like yesterday in the Java class, everybody was like, come on, type faster.
You're right. I'm always taking pictures of the screen and then trying to catch up later on when you're talking.
Because you're so kind to me. You don't want me to feel bad about my speed.
You're right.
Anyway, guys have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, now I want you to read the chapter summary on page number 71. And also read a special topic on page 70, CL and the original program model. Read the special topic from page 70 and then read the chapter summary on page 71.
Will we use the integrated language environment in this class?
Integrated language environment.
Yeah, the ILE.
I know. That stuff is very much for high level languages, and CL is not a high level language, remember? Remember that from chapter 1?
Yeah.
So CL is not a high level language, so it doesn't need that sophisticated stuff. The ILE that is being used on page number 70 is not in the same context that you are familiar with the ILE as in Java and Visual Studio.net, which is integrated learning environment. So this is the integrated language environment. It's basically, it allows you an environment in which you can code and run CL program. This is not a very sophisticated environment, as you probably are familiar with in Java and especially Visual Studio. So the whole idea of this integrated learning environment, of integrated language environment, is it allows the CL program to be able to not only just code it in the operating system, but also being able to compile and run within the operating system. So integrated environments are basically those environments which basically give you everything from coding to running, compiling, everything in one environment. So whenever you are done reading the chapter summary, I want you to have a look at this week's units. Unit number 3. You have a quiz on chapters 2 and 3, which is due by next week. And then you have an assignment, number 3, on chapters 4 and 5. So far, I'm not giving you guys any coding assignments because we just started to learn to code today. But as we transition to chapter number 6, the chapter 6 is all about the structure of the CL program. So that structure of the CL program is where we will look at some of the concepts that we went over today, but we will just dive a little bit more deeper into coding. So next week, we will be looking at chapters 6 and 7. So chapter 6 is about the structure of the CL program, and chapter 7 is about working with the variables. So between the two chapters, we'll have a lot of coding. Okay. So, but for now, you only need to work on unit 3 stuff. So anything I assigned last week is due by midnight tonight, and this stuff is due by midnight next week. So if you don't have any other questions, guys, then that's all for tonight.